Love you guys. I'm JK, your brother in the struggle.
He says, I don't feel capital helps out as much as I'd like. Do things get better with consistent practice and behavior? Or should I use different tools to practice, lean on, and get better with? Also, is cleaning house just creating a barrier? I found my addict brain is really good at figuring out ways around cleaning house easily. Early reboot questions, right? That's where this is coming from. He says, I don't feel capital helps out as much as I'd like, right? Do things get better with consistent practice and behavior? Well, you don't feel Reboot Capital helps out. For those of you who are new here, what's Reboot Capital? Reboot Capital is that the whole idea behind it is that you build up more than enough resources that you need, right? So in your physical Reboot Capital, you build that up, but you build up your body, you build up your health beyond good enough is good enough, right? Finances, you build up your finances beyond I just have enough to cover rent for 2-3 months, right? You build up your social reboot capital by, oh, I just have one friend and that's good enough, or I have this small group of friends. Because when you lose these things as a man who's struggling with this out of control behavior and you don't have options, these things, when you have so few of them and you don't have an excess, then you're going to fall back into your out of control behavior. That's why I talk about building reboot capital. You build up these things. You're like, okay, cool. If I'm bored, I'm not sitting around going like, I don't have anybody to hang out with, right? You have people you can hang out with. So we do this. Why? Because it gives you enough space for you to go through the 1.5 and 2 years that you need to rewire your brain. It also makes your life happier. It makes your life fuller. When your cup is overflowing, you can help other people, right? So it allows you to do more without thinking from a place of lack. Oh, I don't have girls in my life. I don't have access to women. I'm unattractive. All these thoughts are solved by building up those areas. Now, says, I don't feel Reboot Capital helps out as much as I'd like. It won't help out as much as you like if you ain't got any. If you don't have something, it's like somebody looking at somebody who's wealthy and going like, I don't feel being wealthy is that big a deal. Well, motherfucker, become wealthy first, then talk about it. Then figure it out yourself, right? I'm not calling you a motherfucker. I'm just talking about that generalized mindset is a motherfucker mindset, right? To have. And I used to have it myself, right? He asks, do things get better with consistent practice and behavior? Yeah, bro, they do. They do, right? The only reason you're asking that question is because you are second guessing yourself. Maybe you're in a slip. Maybe you're in a relapse. When you're in a slip or a relapse, gentlemen, that's when you start second guessing everything. If you're new to this program, one thing I want to tell you, and I've said it in the welcome modules, is that within the first 14 days of this program, you will second guess yourself. You'd be like, the program is not worth it. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe I'm not ready for it. I am too busy right now. I can't afford it. I don't have the willpower. These guys are different. I have not reached out to anybody. You will come up with endless. We're still documenting them. Guys come up with all sorts of things, but it's not you coming up with it. It is your addictive subpersonality that is coming up with reasons why you cannot do this. And guess what? Doesn't matter the program you're in. You will always do it because this habit and that part of you is going to die hard. Thousands of times you slipped and relapsed. You think it's going to let you just end your behavior, right? You know, there are guys who come in here and they don't see wins. In their first 2 weeks, they don't see wins. They're blind to it. You might even be there. Have you ever come into the group? Those of you who've been here for a while, right? And just say yes if you have, or say I. Where all you saw was, oh, I only see slips and relapse reports, there are wins there. They actually win. People are just like, my win for today is this, right? I did this, but you just don't see it. Why? Because your unconscious mind is only searching for proof of what it wants. Proof that it is difficult for you to quit this behavior. Proof that it is hard. And so all the wins skip you. There are actually many wins. If you go to the page right now, you'll see wins. But when you're in a slip or a relapse, you don't see the wins. You're actually searching for the negative news, just as you go on the news and you search for the negative news, right? So many of you guys, Wasasu has been there, Chris has been there, has been there. It's true, right? So yes, things get better. Should I use different tools to practice, lean on, and get better with? You should use the tools. Just go through the Fast Start Guide if you're new here. Use the tools over and over again. Repetition. Don't use the tools one time. Some guys are like, oh, I used the masturbation checklist. It didn't work for me. This is the one thing that's going to kill you in every area of your reboot capital. I tried it once, but you're never going to make it. You tried it once, you tried it twice, 3 times. That's it. Oh, I tried it. It just didn't work for me. That's not how it works, brothers. You have to repeat it over and over and over again until you actually understand how it works through your own experience, right? The final question asked is cleaning house just creating a barrier? No, it is not creating a barrier, brother. It is getting rid of the shit. Is cleaning your house creating a barrier from dirtiness? Like if you actually clean your physical house, are you creating a barrier for dirtiness? No. What you're actually doing is you're creating a foundation for cleanliness, right? It is the way you view this, guys. Brian is looking at this and he's like, is cleaning house just creating a barrier? That is the mindset part that needs to change. It's not creating a barrier. It's creating a foundation for you to do something good. But because you're still in the early stage of your reboot, you are negative about it. You're like, oh, cleaning house. Oh, installing the filter. These are just, I understand what you're doing. These are just things that are in the way of me watching porn. No, brother. When you are committed to these things, it is a foundation. It is because you committed to the program that we tell you to clean house, right? Because we want you to go through the program the right way. But if you view cleaning house as a temporary barrier, if you view Covenant Eyes as something that is just, oh, it's just preventing me, it's not something that is actually a tool to help me end this behavior, that's what it's going to be to you, right? He says, I found my addict brain is really good at figuring out ways around cleaning house easily. Guess what, brother? Your addict brain is really good at everything. It's really good at forgetting that today there is this live session in the morning. It's also very good at seeing it, but you're going to scroll. Oh, JK is live. Fuck it. You paid money for this though. Right? You're like, fuck it. Just gonna go swipe to the next. What else are you watching on Facebook Live? Whose video are you going to next? Right? What are the chances that the shit that you watch, right, after my live is bullshit? What are the chances, guys? What are the chances that the next thing you're going to see is going to be something educational? No, you guys know what's on Facebook Watch. It's full of shit. So why are you scrolling past the live that you paid for? Your addict mind is also capable of doing that same thing, right? So yes, your addict subpersonality is good at figuring ways around it. This is why you are in the program, brother. You are here to learn how to understand it. What happens when you understand your addict subpersonality? Understanding leads to wisdom. What does wisdom lead to? Where does wisdom comes from? Wisdom comes from experience. Instead of understanding something on an intellectual level, when you actually put pen to paper and you dialogue, when you actually stay accountable, when you do a rational, irrational belief exercise, you are actually having the experience of understanding and self-awareness, which leads to wisdom. What does wisdom lead to? Wisdom is what allows your brain to rewire. When your brain experiences something via dialogue and rational, irrational, when it takes the data from your slips and relapses and you do something with it, it makes sense to your mind and your mindset automatically changes. You don't need willpower to change it.
Whenever you're ready, here are 4 ways that Porn Reboot can help you out for free. The first way is to subscribe to our channel and make sure that you click on the notification bell to get a new video every other day. The second way is to actually get a free copy of my book, Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men, where you'll learn about my personal struggle and the lessons I learned over the past 14 years, as well as get strategies for putting together your own personalized reboot plan and ending your compulsive behavior with pornography or masturbation. So click on the link in the description below this video to get the free ebook. And thirdly, if you're not sure where you'd like to start, but you'd like to learn more about my team and I, or you'd like to spend time with more like-minded professionals like entrepreneurs, business owners, men who work in sales or consulting or high-level jobs, men who are controlling their behavior, then join our free and confidential group, the Porn Reboot group on Facebook. There's also a link to join the group in the description below this video. And finally, if you need our help right now because you have a burning issue, it's an emergency, your behavior with pornography is hurting you mentally, you're about to lose your relationship and you want to live up to your potential or be an authentic man and free yourself from shame, guilt, and underachieving, then click on the link in the description below this video that actually says free coaching call, or visit elevatedrecovery.org and click on the link which says book a call.